Welcome in everybody to our New Mexico Lobos Dynasty here on College Football 25. We are currently sitting in week 3 of 2024 where we are at the 0-2 mark and face down the 23rd ranked team in the country, the Auburn Tigers. In the last video, we took on Arizona, who was also in the top 25 and lost 42-21, where they were able to defeat us primarily by running the ball. We had some standout players, primarily on offense, such as quarterback Devin Dampier, running backs Eli Sanders and Javen Jacobs. Wide receivers Caleb Medford and Luke Wysong stood out. And then on defense, the only player who really stood out was free safety corner hybrid Noah Avenger. We really struggled across the offensive line, where we will be making some changes this week, with Wallace Unamba moving from right tackle to left tackle, while Gray moves into the backup tackle position. Baraka Beckett stays at left guard this week, where he was one of the more consistent players across the offensive line. At the center position, we look to give Jawan Singletary the starting position back, as last week we started Mackenzie Agnello, who was filling in for the injured Jawan Singletary in real life, and this week he'll be getting the start, although his 64 overall makes him the weakest link across the offensive line. At right guard, Richard Pierce will return to start this week, although he did struggle a little bit in the running game. And for the final position across the offensive line, at right tackle, we will be starting Isaiah Silliman, who is listed as a tight end on the official New Mexico roster, but we're not able to move his position, so he's going to be our right tackle going forward. We take a quick look at some recruiting, where we'll be investing heavily in some of our top targets, such as 3-star gem strong safety Johnny Heller, 3-star athlete Kevin Rivera, who looks to be an edge rusher, 3-star gem defensive tackle Nick Rosario, 3-star center Amir Tizino, and 3-star punter Juan Saldiveri being all of our 5 3-star targets. Heading into week 2, we'll also be looking at athlete Lane Shelley, who's slated to be a scrambling quarterback, and fortunately for us, we're the only team that's currently looking at him. After the bye week, we are currently in first place on 8 players who have moved into their top 8 schools, such as Nick Rosario, Lane Shelley, Amir Tizino, and Kevin Rivera. We currently have 2 players at risk of transferring, with Tavian Combs and Tyler Keeney, due to our playing style. And those are 2 players I do not want to lose, as they will be cornerstone pieces as we move on to the next season. With recruiting out of the way, we head into our week 3 game against number 23 Auburn. If you've been following this series so far and haven't subscribed yet, please consider hitting subscribe and following along. And if you enjoyed this video, please drop a like and leave a comment in the comment section down below. Without further ado, let's head into the game. We look to move past our loss last week to Arizona, and the first step in doing so is by taking on number 23 Auburn at their place. New Mexico wins the coin toss and defers to the second half, and Steinkamp will kick the ball off to start the game. The return man brings the ball out of the end zone, and our coverage unit is able to stop him down around the 18-yard line. In this week's game, we look to bring more players in the box to keep our defense a little bit more balanced than it was against Arizona, who was able to gash us in the running game all day long. We really need one of our defensive linemen to step up to get a pass rush and some run stops for us, as that's something we really missed last week, as Thorns lines up to throw the ball deep, but Avenger is there to stop the deep pass. Their drive would stall, and they would punt the ball back to us as Devin Dampier leads his offense out. He runs the RPO and delivers the ball to Luke Wysong for a loss of 1. Offensively, last week, we saw some great things from backup running back Javen Jacobs, who proved to be an offensive threat for us in the running and receiving game, as he lines up as slot receiver and running back. We try and hit Caleb Medford for the quick hitch, which he dominated at last week, but he drops the ball and brings up a 4th and 8. Rodriguez gets the punt and gets it off, and it goes right out of bounds around the 28-yard line, giving Thorne and the Auburn offense better field position. Star running back Jarquez Hunter off to his right, fakes the handoff and delivers the ball to Keandre Lambert-Smith, who's able to run the ball all the way down the field, but there is a flag on the play. They wanted to hit the post on the RPO, but it took too long, and number 72 was illegally downfield, bringing up a 1st and 15 for Auburn. They run the handoff to Jarquez Hunter, and he gets tackled by Christian Ellis for a 2nd and 15. Christian Ellis is one of our many talented safeties, and he frequently drops down into the box as the ball is dropped on 2nd and 15, brings up 3rd and 15 for Peyton Thorne and the Auburn offense. 3rd and 15, he drops back, tries to get the ball out to his wide receiver, and it is broken up to bring up a 4th and 15. Auburn would punt, and New Mexico gets the ball back. Jacobs looks to take the handoff, bounces off the offensive lineman for a 6-yard gain. After a incompletion on 2nd down, it is now 3rd and 4 for the offense. Dampier, both the tackles missed their blocks. Dampier has to run away from pressure, launches it off his side foot all the way down the field to Javen Jacobs, who's able to come back to the ball, catch it, and get out at the 27-yard line. The stadium pulse here at the SEC opponent really kicking in as we run the play action, and he gets sacked and the ball's on the ground and no one's able to pick it up until at the last second Auburn reaches out and is able to grab it and change possession. The same issue happened last week against Arizona, where Dampier was sacked and fumbled the ball and gave it right back up to the opposing team. 1st and 10, Thorne has plenty of time in the pocket, launches it down the field to Cam Coleman, who's able to drag it in right on the sideline. As you can see here on the replay, he had inches of space, but was able to haul it in for the Auburn offense. Pressure getting close to Thorne, but he gets the ball off quickly to Cam Coleman again to get the ball down at the 5-yard line. We have a flag on the play, and it looks like it's going to be on New Mexico, and yep, it is a encroachment on the defense. That'll give them the ball at the 3-yard line for 2nd and goal. He motions out of the Wildcat and keeps the ball himself and is able to get into the end zone. Jarquez Hunter, the first points on the board for Auburn. The Wildcat being something we haven't seen this season, and they're able to take advantage of that and get their star running back right into the end zone. They look to take the PAT with 5 minutes left in the first quarter, and they are going to get it after the drive takes them 1 minute and 25. The sack fumble giving them the ball back, and then the deep pass to Cam Coleman, the true freshman, giving them prime real estate to score their first points of the game as we bring the ball out and we are tackled down at the 11-yard line. Trying to get our feet back under us, we run the ball, and it is 2nd and 7. On this play, you can see the stadium pulse almost maxed out. As we look through this play, Caleb Medford's receiver icon is missing, but we're still able to connect with them for the 1st down. On 1st and 10, Jamin Jacobs in at slot receiver. We look to run the screen, but it was covered up too well, so we just throw the ball away. 2-yard carry on 2nd down leads to 3rd and 8. Dampier in the pocket delivers the ball to Bruckler, who's able to haul it in and get down for the 1st down. At the 38-yard line, Dampier hits the slant to Medford and is able to get another 1st down, our 4th of the game. That was something that Medford was very efficient at last week, where we were able to consistently hit him on slant patterns in order to get us 1st downs. We're here on 3rd and 5. Dampier steps back and doesn't see anything, tries to get the ball off, and escapes the sack at the last second. We are deciding to go for it on 4th and 5 against the top 25 opponent, and we're able to make the completion, but it's not enough as it brings up the turnover on downs. Less than a minute left in the first quarter. We're still holding them to 7 points as we call the blitz against the pass play, and Peyton Thorne gets brought down by Jaden Wilson. Christian Ellis cleared the way for that sack by taking on the running back by himself, and Jaden Wilson had free release to Peyton Thorne. 2nd and 20 after the sack. The clock is running down with 20 seconds left in the quarter. They decide to run the read option. Peyton Thorne has space, and he breaks the first tackle and gets brought down, bringing up 3rd and 6. First play of the second quarter, and Thorne gets the ball to Fairweather, the tight end, who is able to avoid the first tackle and get a few extra yards. 1st and 10, and they run the draw play to Hunter, and he's able to juke around the defender and get down to bring up 2nd and 1. Fairweather motions in, and Hunter takes the handoff and is able to get around his offensive lineman and get the ball down around the 28-yard line, 1st and 10. Hunter only at 26 rush yards of the game, and it's a lot better than it looked last week as Thorne throws the ball to the feet of Robert Lewis despite having no pressure in his face. On 2nd and 10, Hunter looks to motion out to the left as Thorne tries to throw it to Cam Coleman, but Noah Avenger able to dive across and force the incompletion. 3rd and 10, they have 2 players in the backfield as they motion out Hunter. Thorne looks to throw across the middle to Cam Coleman, who's able to break a few tackles and is able to get the ball to the 7-yard line. They motion across Cam Coleman, who tries to cut it back inside, but our defense is there to stop him for a 1-yard gain. Fairweather motions across the line of scrimmage as the offensive line was able to pancake Tyler Keeney and lead the way for Jarquez Hunter to get a touchdown. Another one for Auburn, leading the score to 14-0. We will take the kickoff back to the 16-yard line. We are on 1st and 10, running a screen to Eli Sanders, who gets the ball, doesn't have any lead blockers, tries to make a move and gets tackled down around the 29-yard line. Dampier in the shotgun hikes the ball, doesn't trust his protection, gets the ball quick to Luke Wysong, who's able to use strong hands to hold on to the ball despite the big collision. 2nd and 7, we tried the read option and were able to get it, but the backers reading it very well to fill and bring up 3rd and 6. Would end up punting the ball back to Auburn to give them the ball at the 31-yard line. 1st and 10, they look to run the ball, but Bryce Santana able to stop the run for a 2-yard loss to bring up 2nd and 12. Clock ticking with about 6 minutes left in the half as Thorne steps back, has full time, launches the ball deep, but Noah Avenger is there again to stop the pass and get the breakup, bringing up a 3rd and 12. On to 3rd down, we run a delayed blitz, but the offensive line able to pick it up as he throws the ball down the field to tight end Fairweather, who jukes another player out, and this Auburn offense will look to run the no huddle. Both teams look to get back to the line of scrimmage. They look to the sideline for their play as they run the read option, and Thorne, no one in front of him once again, able to cut inside, fumbles the ball, but we are unfortunately not able to pick it back up. Remains Auburn ball. They motion Hunter out to the right, hand the ball off to the backup running back, but Johnson is there to stop the ball for a 1-yard gain. Peyton Thorne in the shotgun with Hunter to his right on 2nd and 9. He'll hike the ball and hand it off. Kyler Drake able to slow him down while our 2 linebackers able to take him down. 2 injuries on the play, Derek Moore and Christian Ellis out for 3rd and 8. We look to run the blitz, and there's no pressure whatsoever, and he's able to get the ball to Keandre Lambert-Smith for the 1st down. On 1st and goal, they get the ball to the 1, so we are here on 2nd and goal. They're able to run the ball right in for another touchdown. We have been severely outmatched in these last 2 games, and we are starting in a 3-score deficit, facing down halftime, which is 3 minutes away. We take the kickoff and decide to just take it where it is at the 25. We come out, run the play action, and try to get it to our receiver, Luke Wysong, but we overshoot him. 2nd and 10, we are looking just to get a little bit closer. We don't see any options we like, so we just get the ball quickly down to Sanders. And that would lead us to punching the ball on 4th down, where Auburn gets the ball back with just over 2 minutes left in the half. Hunter takes the handoff, cuts it inside, and our safety, Christian Ellis, is able to make the stop for 2nd and 4. Motioning across, they deliver the ball to him on the screen. He breaks the tackle, and that's enough for another 1st down. After stopping them on 1st down, we are on 2nd and 10. Thorne stands in the pocket and delivers the ball short again to Robert Lewis. 3rd and 10. We look to stop them from getting a 1st down as he throws the ball out to Robert Lewis, and Pola Gates is there to force them into 4th down and punt the ball back to us. 1st down, we want to step up into the pocket, but go the wrong way, and we fumble, and Isaiah Silliman, our new right tackle, is there to bail us out. We get to 4th and 13 and run the fake, and Rodriguez, buying himself some more time, throws it down to Andrew Henry, who gets right around the marker, and did he get it? Yes, he did. It is 1st and 10, New Mexico. We come back out with clock ticking and a minute left in the half. We step up and barely can get the ball up before we are sacked. 2nd down, all of our timeouts still there, and we run the trick play that we ran against Arizona. Jacobs throws it down to Sanders, who's able to possession catch it and get the ball down around the 42-yard line before we call our first timeout of the half. Jacobs running this play very well in the last 2 games. Jacobs has been very impressive in our first 2 games of this series as we are here on 1st and 10. And what's not impressive is our pass protection as we get hit once again and get the ball off right before we take a sack. It is now 3rd and 11 as we look to flip the play around. 3rd and 11 with the clock ticking. We are at 20 seconds and it looks like there's a flag on the play despite us getting the first down. The camera pans to Trace Bruckler, the tight end, and the ref confirms it is holding. They would accept that penalty and we would decide to just run the half out. It is currently 21 Auburn, New Mexico 0, and despite the score, I think our DBs specifically have played a great first half with Noah Avenger breaking up multiple passes and a lot of our safeties coming in to fill in on the run. One place where we're still lacking is our pass rush, and our run defense has not been great either. We receive the second half kickoff and it is 1st and 10. We hand the ball to Sanders and there it is again, another flag down on the field. We would end up getting called for a holding penalty and that would take us back even further. With the penalty, we are able to get our way back up to 3rd and 6 where Sanders will take the handoff and he's able to get around the edge and get the first down and a little bit more out at the 40-yard line. Henry in the game as we hand the ball off to Davis, who's able to get some good yardage, but another flag is thrown on the field. Trace Bruckler once again for holding. We move back 10 yards and are able to get 7 back. So on 2nd and 13, Sanders takes the ball up and is able to get us into 3rd and 7. We have an incompletion, and on 4th and 7, we're going for it, trying to take our place against a top 25 team, and we throw it into coverage, but Wysong able to hold on, spins away from the first tackler and get the ball out at the 29-yard line. The senior wide receiver really putting the team on his shoulders on that play. We hand the ball off to Sanders, who has one man to beat and is not able to beat him down at the 11. We hand the ball off to Javen Jacobs, who tries to get around the edge. He does get around the defender. Can he get into the end zone? No, he cannot. Out at the 1, 1st and goal. We're here on 2nd and goal after failing on 1st and goal. Under center, heavy package, and we hand the ball off to Henry, who's able to push it in for that final yard and get us on the board. Henry has had to be pretty patient this season as he's currently looking like our number 3 running back despite being one of the highest rated players on the roster. Thorne runs the read option but is tackled down by Noah Avenger for a 1-yard gain. On 2nd and 9, we look to bring some pressure, but Thorne able to stand in the pocket and deliver the ball to Cam Coleman for a first down. 5 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. It is now 1st and 10 for the Auburn offense. Thorne steps back and throws the ball and is broken up by Noah Pola Gates. Gates, another one of the players that are listed at safety, that's one of the higher rated players on our defense, as Hunter is able to get around Ellis for the first down, shaking him out of his boots. 2 running back set, they motion Hunter out and throw him the quick pass. He gets around for the first down where Avenger is able to take him down at the knees at the 35-yard line. On 1st and 10, they look to pass the ball and Robert Lewis is able to make the tough catch against Jaden Wilson, the linebacker. 2nd and 4, they look to pass once again and throw the ball short to the wide receiver Keandre Lambert-Smith, but there's a flag on the play. It looks like it will be holding on Auburn. Finally, a flag that is not against us, and it brings up 2nd and 14. The holding coming at a great time as they are now behind the sticks, and they run the read option, and Thorne gets tackled by Ellis and Avenger, bring up 3rd and 12. Steps back. Pressure is slow to get there, but it slowly does get there, and he has to throw the ball away at the last second, bringing up 4th and 12 in a kicking situation. The ball is held at the 45, and it looks like it's going to be good for a while more. They get another 3 points added on to their score. The game is now 24-7 with 2:10 left in the 3rd quarter. New Mexico motions out the running back, and they throw it to him, and he is tackled for a 1-yard loss. Going nowhere on 2nd down, it is 3rd and 11. They step back. Dampier, he wants the corner, and he overthrows Wysong by a few yards to bring up 4th and 11. They punt the ball, and on first down, they're able to stop the Auburn offense, bring up 2nd and 10. They throw the quick pass into the slot, and it is enough for another first down with 36 seconds left in the third quarter. This defense struggling to stop passes underneath and over top of them. The clock is ticking, and will they get the snap off? And they do. And they give it to Hunter once again, and Gabriel Lopez is there to stop him, bringing the game to the last quarter of play. First play of the last quarter, and Lopez comes on a blitz, is free until Jarquez Hunter picks him up for just enough time to prevent the sack. He gets a first down. It is 1st and 10 at the 10-yard line. Thorne throws the ball up to his tight end, Rivaldo Fairweather, but it is broken up. And it brings us to 3rd and 10 now after a failed second down. Despite the score saying we're not doing very well, our defense has been playing much better than they did a week ago as Thorne throws the ball incomplete. They settle on 4th down for 3 points and give the ball back to New Mexico. Sanders tries to run the ball and cut it in, trying to make something happen, but brings up a 2nd and 10. We run the boot play action on 2nd down, and Dampier tries to throw across his body, and Davis is able to come back to the ball, getting us a first down just shy of the 50, and gets injured in doing so, holding his right ankle on the play. Dampier motions Sanders across and throws him the quick screen. He's able to get around the edge and get the first down at the 39-yard line. Despite the big plays on the last drive, the drive would stall out and we would punt on 4th down to give the ball back to Auburn. On 1st and 10 with 8:10 left, they hand the ball off to Jarquez Hunter, who's able to get the ball up for 3 yards. Thorne is under center for 2nd and 7 as they motion Fairweather across the line of scrimmage. They hike the ball. It looks like, no, it's a play action, and Drake is there to bring him down for the sack to bring up 3rd and 16. They would punt on 4th and 12 after the 3rd down stop. Wysong deep to return. He's able to run up the middle for a bit of a gain on the return, bringing the Lobo offense to the 33-yard line. The Lobos wanting to try and get back into this game. Dampier steps back, wanting a shot. He steps back and launches it down the field towards Jacobs, but not able to connect. We now come on 3rd and 10, where Dampier is alone in the backfield, tries to throw the ball out, and is able to get the ball quickly to Luke Wysong for the first down. 1st and 10, we want the ball across the middle, and it's an interception by the Auburn defense. He's able to still run down the field and takes the ball out and gets tackled around the 45-yard line and waves the Lobos goodbye. 5.5 left in the game. They hand the ball off to kill some clock to Jarquez Hunter, who's able to get the ball for around a 5-yard gain, but there is a flag on the play, and it looks like it is number 3, Keandre Lambert-Smith, called for the holding penalty. A 20-point game with 5 minutes left in regulation. They motion across Fairweather, and Thorne will fake the handoff to Hunter for the play action and throws the ball deep down the field where Avenger is there to break up the pass intended for Keandre Lambert-Smith. 2nd and 15, they run the read option once again. Thorne just out of the reach of Drake, and Wilson not fast enough to catch up to him, and he's going to take the ball all the way to the house on the read option to give them a 34-7 lead. Dampier back on the field, steps back, tries to throw it across the middle, but it is too low, and they are able to get another interception, and this one is going to the house. Just under 5 minutes left in the game. Antonio Kite with the 30-yard pick 6. This game avalanching outside of our favor as we come back onto the field, and Dampier is cold as ice. We try and throw the ball again, and we get the ball quickly to Bruckler, who's able to hold on to it for the first down. Dampier again on first down steps back to throw, and there's a penalty and the pass is broken up, and it looks like it's going to be a holding on our offensive line. The penalties have killed so many drives in this game as we look for another shot on 2nd and 20. Dampier steps back, launches it down the field for Davis, who had it in his hands, but it slipped out at the last second. We come back later in the game to the Auburn drive. It is 3rd and 2. And we're able to stop the run. That looks like Bryce Santana, who was the first one there, and Jarquez Hunter leaves the game with an injury. We get the ball back, and Dampier steps to throw the ball way over the head of Luke Wysong. Dampier, wear and tear starting to add up in this game as he tries to throw another ball, and Wysong's able to make the connection on that play to give us a first down. 2:25 left. Dampier, plenty of time in the pocket, throws the ball to Wysong, who's able to get the ball down around the 39-yard line. No huddle to try and save our timeouts. Clock ticking still with 2:13 on the clock. We hike the ball. Doesn't move. Steps up in the pocket a little bit. Escapes the pressure and runs out of bounds for the first down. After this play, we'll have the 2-minute warning as a timeout of ours. Dampier steps and throw. And it looks like it's going to be intercepted once again. And they are going to have nobody there to stop them as he runs down the field by himself for yet another pick six, stretching this team's lead even farther. That is 73 yards by Keontae Scott. That was a poor throw into the cover 2 flat, but we take a break from the action to take a look at Devin Dampier, who has a -13 throw power due to the wear and tear. So we swap in Chavez as this game is more than over, and he throws the ball quickly down to Medford, bringing up a 3rd and 1. This Lobo offense looking just to end the game and go home as Sanders is able to get across on 3rd and 1 to give us a first down and let us run the clock out, as Auburn was able to score 24 points in the 4th quarter alone, while we were only able to get 7 in the 3rd. Taking a look at our team's stats, Dampier threw the ball 46 times and completed 21 passes for 225 yards. In the rushing games, Eli Sanders averaged 3.6 yards per carry. Andrew Henry was our lone touchdown. Receiving, Luke Wysong came in clutch on plenty of plays, but other than that, we didn't have a lot. Eli Sanders was able to catch some out of the backfield, but it didn't amount to much in the end. Richard Pierce gave up the sack while we had plenty of pancakes in the running game. Defensively, Noah Avenger stood out very well today as he had 12 tackles combined, and then for tackles for loss, Brian Santana had 2. Kenyon Drake and Jaden Wilson had some sacks. No interceptions on the day. Pass deflections, Avenger was credited with 2, but he should have had 3 or 4 if I'm not mistaken. For special teams, there was not a whole lot as we only had 1 extra point opportunity, but for the punting game, Rodriguez had 227 punting yards. After this game, we take a look at the updates, and we have plenty of players that want to transfer away due to our playing style. But for recruiting update, we have 5 players that are now in first place for us, such as Johnny Heller, the strong safety 3-star gem. And with that, it looks like all of our top prospects that are 3 stars currently list us as their #1 school. Another tough loss to a tough opponent, as both of our last 2 teams are in the top 25, but next week we will be hosting Fresno State in our first Mountain West matchup. We will be adding Tavian Combs and Dejon Benton to the rotation as we plan on making them full-time starters in week 5. But in the next video, we will be hoping to turn our luck around and get in the winning column. If you like the video, please like, and if you have not already, subscribe. See you all next time.